Moishe, you'll let me know if you want more. I'll do this very short. No Bar Torah. I just came back from Miami. I was in Miami, flew from Israel to Miami. We did a siyum in Miami. 600 people showed up. It was amazing. What I took out from the entire Miami was that on Shabbos I davened in a shul. I forgot the name already. Binyamin, Yehuda shul. When you walk into the shul, there's a sign on the door. It says in Tower 41. It says there's absolutely zero tolerance for speaking during davening. And in fact, walked in there, people just like us here in this room, regular guys, cool guys, not a single person uttered a word. And I got such chizuk from it that I spoke about it in Shir. It's possible. And that was the one thing I took away from Miami. Tonight, standing here, I think we have to bring this energy to the entire world. It's unbelievable energy. It's an unbelievable concept of people coming together for hisoiros, uplifting, Torah, food, geschmack. We have to bring this to the rest of the world. Just like I think we should bring that concept of Miami to the rest of the world. And we'll bring from Ramat Bet Shemesh, we'll bring the idea of consistency in the daf to the rest of the world. So I'll tell you real quickly, if you want to, you might have seen this and heard this on Meaningful People, whatever, but most of you haven't. So I'll tell you real quickly a little bit about myself and why I do daf yomi and I'm so into this daf thing. I grew up in Bnei Brak. I lived there for 3 years. I went to Panovich Yeshiva Ketana. My father was a chabrusa with Rav Shach. My Rebbe was the Michi Yudah Lefkowitz. But I was born in America, raised in America. I learned in Hasidic Chadarim, in Misnagdish Chadarim. I went everywhere and learned in many, many yeshivas. I got married to a Chicagoan, so I ended up in Chicago, and I was doing catering, as I mentioned this year earlier. I was a caterer for a bunch of years and dabbled a little bit in real estate, fixing up homes and stuff like that. And I was at a wedding one night. This guy comes over to me and he says, I have an unbelievable real estate deal for you. I heard you like real estate, and I'm talking about single family homes and stuff. He goes, I got this real great deal. It's 2,000 apartments, and it's only $60 million. So I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of I'm trying to serve chicken here. You're talking about $60 million deals. What are you out of your mind? Like, I didn't yell at him, but I was thinking this. And like, you must be high in something. Like, yeah, yishkoyach, great. I'll talk to you later. And I continued with the wedding. When I got home, I thought about this conversation that this guy had. And to make a very long story short, I started telling myself, why did you tell him no? Like, what's the big deal? It's only 2,000 apartments. You know, if it was 100 apartments, could you do it? I don't have any money, but I probably could go to this person and that person and put together some money and make it happen. So then what is the difference between 100 apartments and 2,000 apartments? Just a bunch of 100 unit components, and and to make a very long story short, I quit my catering job, spent many months on getting this 2,000 apartment complex deal going, and I got it done without any money, without anything. I got partners and all that. I still own a bunch of those apartments till this very day. The point that I'm trying to make here is that many times throughout life, and this is a tremendous idea that I learned on myself, is that we have this little guy that hangs out on our shoulders, and he whispers silly things into our ears. And he tells us things like, you can't do it. It's 2,000 apartments, it's $60 million, and you can't do it. And the biggest trick in life is to take your finger and flick him right in the face and knock him out and say, yes, you could do it. Because the difference between the Eli Stefansky that couldn't buy those apartments and the Eli Stefansky that could is just a flick. Getting it in your head and telling yourself you could do it, and it applies not only to real estate, but applies to Torah as well. And I'll tell you why. I was living in Chicago, to build up the business. I decided I needed a private airplane. I became a pilot. I bought all the jet skis and the this, and had a 3-car garage full of toys. And we built this brand new home. My son is here with me. He can witness. A 12,000 square foot home with an elevator and I forgot already how many bathrooms do we have there? A lot of bathrooms. It wasn't 16, but it was more like 12 or something like that. And each one, my wife is an interior designer, so each one had a different color granite, and the edging on each granite was different in all 13 bathrooms. Some of them were square, some of them double wedgie. Anyway, we moved into this house, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, what are you doing? Why? For what? You need a 12,000 square foot home to be larger than the Joneses, and then this guy, one of my good friends, built a basketball court in his basement, and the other guy built a basketball court and the football field in his basement, whatever. So, what's the point? And I started doing this soul searching, and we only lived in the house for 3 months, and to make a long story short, we moved to Israel after 3 months. Got up, left the house there. It was vacant for 8 years. We just got rid of the house last year. We left our cars, our clothing, everything, our silver, our candelabra, everything there. We said we're going to go for a year to Israel, and every year we revisit this. And we're still tourists in Israel. We didn't make Aliyah yet, because every year I look at my wife and say, "You want to go back?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Too bad." And this is how it goes. And we're there for 9 years. So I was there for like 2 years, and I came here to do something uplifting with myself, and not just think about money all day and all this. Maybe I'll give a shir. I used to give a shir in Daf Yomi in Chicago. I gave it for 8 years, did the cycle plus, and I had exactly 5 people for 8 years. I said, but this time I want to do it different. I want to do it where it's not like the real estate. You know, you could do it attitude. You could do it in real estate, you could do it in daf. So I started a shir with, I think it was 7 people the first day, and it started growing, etc., etc. And today, Baruch Hashem, we have, I don't know, there's machlokes if it's 15,000 or 20,000, but it's in the thousands. Every single day, thousands of people watch the shir. And the difference is because I invest time in it, whereas in Chicago, when I gave the shir, I only spent about an hour or 2 preparing. Here it's all day. My message to you is that Torah changes people's lives 100%, and I know this because I receive 30 to 40 emails a day. I read about five of them in the beginning of shir, and the overwhelming theme of the emails, even the ones I read tonight, is your shir has changed my life. And the reason is because it's not just another Torah program. I'm going to learn another Chumash, another Mishnah, another Gemara, another this, just and goes in one ear, goes out the other. We have a shir where there's concepts and life lessons, and you get uplifted every day. And every single person that watches and does the shir became a better person, a better father, a better business person, a better husband, and a better yid. So, Rabbi Isai, if you don't do the daf yet, first of all, no speaking in shul. We're going to do this mishmar thing all over the world, and every single one of you is going to do the daf every single day. Thank you very much.